Hello, today I want to talk a little bit about how we teach high frequency words. And high frequency words, especially irregular words or words that aren't phonetically regular, can be really tricky for our students to learn and remember. And so I want to talk a little bit about how our brain learns these words and how then we can teach them. So when our brain knows a word automatically and you can see it and you can read it like that, we call that orthographic mapping. And that means that word is in our long-term memory and we're not having to spend a lot of time pulling that word out and figuring out what it means. We don't have to decode. We look at it and we know. And what we know about how our brain maps these words into our long-term memory is that we have to have an understanding of the letters in that word, the sounds in that word, and the meaning. And so when we're teaching high frequency words especially, we want to make sure that our instruction hits all three of these areas. So I'm going to teach you a word, a high frequency word here, and I'm going to erase this. And this is just one strategy that you can use to teach high frequency words. So I'm going to start with this word, done. And I would have this written up for the students and I would have it in a sentence. I have done my work. Okay, and I'm going to underline this word. So I might start with the students and I might say, okay guys, let's read this sentence I have here. I have done my work. Does anyone know what the word done means? Okay, so, and then the students may explain, oh, done means you did it, you completed it. And I'd say, yes, that's very true. I completed it. I finished. So here I'm talking a little bit about the meaning. That's what the word done means. So I've done my work. Let's look at this word. So this word is what we call an irregular word. Let's talk about why it's irregular. So let's see, what letters do we see here? We have D, O, N, E. We have 4 letters. And let's map out the sounds. What sounds do we hear in this word? Done. D, D. Okay, well, this is a D. I know that the D makes the D sound, so that makes sense. This is an O, and I know that the O can make an aw or an O. That's tricky. I'm going to put an X here because I think that one doesn't make sense. And then I have done. I know the N makes the sound. And then I have this E at the end, and I know E makes the sound, but I don't hear an sound in this word, and I don't hear the E sound. So when I'm looking at this word, it's kind of tricky because my vowels don't make the sounds I expect them to. And you know what's interesting? I learned a little bit about this word, and what I learned is that it used to be spelled this way. Does that make sense? Yeah, that does make sense. But you know what? The people who did writing way long ago, they said, it's really hard to read words with a lot of straight lines there. So what they did was they got rid of this tail here. They bridged it over and they made that an O. And then they added a silent E to show that it was changed. So that's how we get D-O-N-E from the word done. So let's think about a sentence that we can now make with the word done. And we would write a sentence together. I would come back with the students to talk about those letters, whether it's D-O-N-E, done, or something to help them remember that sequence, but hopefully explaining a little bit about the history of the word And talking about how those sounds don't match up will help it stick in the student's brain. Now, it's really important with our high frequency word that this is, we do this lesson and we're probably going to be working on with this word for a week or two, but every other week we're coming back and practicing, because our students need that practice over and over and over again to get that orthographically mapped into their brain. So that is one way that you can use meaning, letters, and sound to teach high frequency words.